Well, hello. It's been forever since I've done an update. I've just been incredibly busy. But I'm finally getting caught up on some stuff like, here's my herb garden. Finally got it almost all weeded. Not yet. I still got the center part to finish up. I got a ton of dill this year. I've weeded some of it out. I'm drying some of it already. This is a wild sage that I let go, and as you can see, it turned into like a tree at the bottom. I'll be cutting it off soon to hang and dry, and I'll give the other plants a chance. And so this bed's coming quite well. My spinach bed got a little dry on me once, and it's gone to seed, obviously. So I will be letting it go, put itself to seed again, so it'll come back next year. The ivy that came up on its own is doing quite well at the back of the shed. I need to put up more fencing. As you can see, I've got peas coming up. Wouldn't be enough to feed a family, but I've been munching on them pretty steady lately. Potatoes coming up here, and still a few spinach stragglers there. Once again, I cannot see what I'm filming. I haven't replaced my camera yet, so I'm just hoping I'm getting all this. Over in amongst this grass here, I have my roses and the other roses that are coming up in there. I've got 4 roses coming up in this area now, which makes me quite happy. The mountain ash, or the green ash that I planted, there will be 4 of them along here, and then another 5 along the front. Over here, the strawberries. I'm partway through weeding this row again. We had several inches of rain. I ended up with a 1/4 inch in my basement, which made me just thrilled. But as you can see, they're sending up their runners, so you can just put them wherever you want, and you'll get more strawberries growing. I'm just going to switch this one over here. We'll just kind of keep them in a row a little bit. Partially cover them, but let them see the sun. They'll start to root. So these are ever-bearing strawberries, and I need to put a cover over them because so far the robins have beat me to every single one. So, as well as my gooseberries, they've also taken most of them. My tenants have put in a garden this year. I'm not sure what they have here, but they have onions coming up quite well in these 2 beds, as well as some other things that they planted. I have spent a good part of my afternoon digging out compost so that I can get down to the usable stuff. As you can see, I'm down to the bottom in the front part here, just working my way back, I've got about 1.5 foot of usable compost there. And I'm putting in another bed. There's the flower bed here is doing quite well. Some thistles in there. I do have some potatoes in there, and I need to thin out these. I forget what these are called, but they just overtake, so I need to thin them out for next year. Down here, the weeds have once again gotten away on me, but I still have my raspberries growing there, and once I'm finished weeding, we'll see what else I got in there. It's been one of the busiest springs I think I've ever had, and I just haven't had time for my yard, sadly. I'm getting to some of it now in the summer, and it's just as I get a chance. This tree, something's gotten eaten on it, and I don't know what. I'm not even sure what this is. It's one that I just found growing and transplanted. So we'll see what happens there, whether it'll survive or not, because the leaves turned that purple color. I don't know if that's normal, or I have no idea on that one. Up here around my little pond, as you can see, I'm partway through. I've got the cardboard laid down and compost in. And on the bottom side of this bed, or this pond, I'll be putting this bed so that any overflow off this pond, which is all going to come from this yard here because of the way it flows down, it'll flow into the pond, fill the pond. Once the pond is full, it'll overflow into the garden bed. And from the garden bed, it'll put that moisture back into the soil. My top pond here, I just finished laying some rubber so that when my barrels are full, I can just switch the pipe over to run straight down here and into the pond. And then it'll water my cattail and the rest of the yard. This pond does go empty because it is meant to seep into the yard over time, and so far it's been doing that. without even planting them, I've ended up with some pond green life in there already. There's all kinds of little animals swimming around in there. I would imagine a large part of them being mosquito algae, I'm not sure. Or, not algae, but larvae. Here's some more of the green ash that I planted. As you can see, the front hedge, it took the trimming. It doesn't look like much now, but it will bush out just like the hedge on the other side of the old car there has once I cut it down. I need to trim up my rose bush yet, but that'll be later, but it's doing fairly well this year. I haven't seen any flowers off this one yet, but usually they're quite good. So, I just thought I'd give you that little update. The peonies have sprouted. Some of them have seen better days already, but here's a little one about to sprout. The rhubarb, as you can see, is almost tropical looking. It's so thick. The onions, I can start harvesting and transplanting these already. I could have a lot of onions around for next year. The chives are doing well. Here's some more chives that I planted last year that are coming up pretty good. Some weeds I haven't gotten to weeding yet. Some Johnny jump ups, some lettuce, and oh, I'm having a mind fart. I can't think of what this one is now. But yes, it's a vegetable anyways, just not one I'm real familiar with, so it'll come to me. The apples are doing quite well. They're coming. They got a ways to go, but they are doing well this year. I don't have near as many as I did last year, but the tree also maybe needs cut back a little. Last year, some of these branches were hanging almost to the ground, so heavy. So, I still have a lot of cleanup to do. Here I'm drying some herbs. This is clover flowers for tea. I have some dill and some French tarragon here for cooking. This is clover flowers for tea. I have some dill and some French tarragon here for cooking. Some wild sage here for cooking. Up top here I've got onions planted in this bed. This is a new variety for me. They're Spanish yellow onion. So we'll see what we get there. I haven't finished this pond yet still. I've got the railing up and that's about it. But it's as I get time. I work a full-time job too. I have peas along the back of here. My strawberries never did come up in this bed. I've never even seen a sprout. I'm not sure why. There's the chives that I started in the winter in the house. As you can see, the pea and the bean seem to be dancing there as they're growing up. Some more chives kind of hiding back here. These beans are really nice. I really like the flower on them. They're climbing quite well. I need to put up another layer of fence actually. The Florence fennel. This is the one that I accidentally spilled the package on right here. And then these are the ones that I planted. But it's been quite a nice treat. That's a weed. This is considered a weed too, but it's called purslane. And it's a wild plant, and it's high in omega-3s, which most of our foods aren't high in because otherwise those foods would rot and they wouldn't stand on the store shelves. But this is something that our bodies need, is those omega-3s, and this is a natural way to get it. Here I have a Cariana that I'm going to transplant into the new hedge I'm building. And then here I have my asparagus sprouts. Now, not all of them came up, but I do have a few starts, so hopefully I'll have asparagus. Here's some parsley, some more of my onions. I planted some other different onions back here. I like onions. I'm going to be planting them in different beds because they also help ward off certain insects and stuff that you don't want. And they're easy to slice up, put on a screen and dry, and you can use them in stews and stuff all winter long, like all your herbs. So that's usually what I end up doing, is drying them, and then that way I have them ready to use. So that's my update for today. I just thought I'd give you one. It's been a while. So hope everything's good with you guys.